I've already pulled the flowers that were inside of these containers here. Now I just have to go in, get the remaining moss out of the containers and put the containers back in their place. With my moss, I like to take my moss and just put my moss inside of this baggie or a baggie, kind of just mix and match. This batch will be, because it looks like, yeah, it's a different kind in there, but it'll be okay for right now. And then I'll take this plastic out and it just easily just lifts out just like this. I'll take this yard waste bag, very inexpensive. You can get these for about $2 to $3 depending on where you're at. And I just lift this up, pull this soil. Easy cleanup. Now we'll do the rest of this. If I can get this bag to stand up. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, my container just broke, y'all. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Normally in this cabinet, I would have these pots right here on this side, and I would have these two containers scooted over a little bit more. I added in the trays that we made here, and we'll just stack these right here, or attempt to stack these right here. I don't know, it's getting tight, the space that we have to work with. Now we'll go look at the terracotta that's broke. Here's the terracotta that we broke. I am going to set this in the cabinet just like this. I have all of the pieces here, so we will go ahead and set this in the cabinet. We'll set that right here. There's so many things that you can do with broken terracotta shards if you don't decide to put it back together. Somebody's at my door. So what we'll do is we will set these right here and we'll come back to them. And actually, I'm going to put them back here. So that way, if I have to come into the cabinet for anything, they're protected. But this is where I house my white terracotta, my white containers at. Like this one right here is not terracotta, it's actually metal. Here's more white down here. So this is where I like to keep my containers at. So I'd like to use different types of curio cabinets, different type of furniture cabinets, anything that I feel like is appealing to the eye. I will go ahead and I'll just start a collection. So this is all white right here. All white. Now the sideboard is cleaned off. We went in, we polished it. We are going to go in with yet another application. So let me show you some of the supplies that we're going to be using in order to get this look together. In this display, we will be using some clear plates. Now, anytime that I go to any type of antique shop, I try to make sure that I look for old plates. Even if it's not technically part of a set, I still try to get them. So for right now, we are going to go ahead and use these clear plates, and then we'll swap them out maybe a little bit later, but we'll get back to that. If we never swap them out, then you know we went with this for right now. Now, also in addition to that, we're also going to be using this toilet shim. Now, if you're going to get into doing container arrangements inside of your home and outside of your home, one of the things that you want to do, and just fountain work in general, talk about this all the time, you want to start using toilet shims. Just pick you up a pack of them. They're very inexpensive. I've taken you all with me before when we picked up various types of toilet shims and so on. Now, we'll use these, and this is going to come into play because we're going to be using, so we're going to just set this off kind of to the side here. So I'll just wipe this down just lightly. Set it right here for right now, but then we can go in and move it around a bit. Let's go get the rest of the show here. Here is the planters that we're going to be sitting in their place. Now, these are going to be sitting on top of a saucer. Now, remember, if you are using your terracotta on the inside of your homes or even on the outside, you're sitting them on a surface that does not do well with water, then you want to make sure that you protect them. And not just by going in and using a terracotta saucer, because remember, terracotta as a material is porous. So it's going to take in that water and it's going to leach out around the surface around it. So let's get everything in place and it'll make sense, which I know you guys are all very experienced, but I'm just showing you what I do in my home. So baby, this pie, it doesn't look like it is that heavy, but baby, it is heavy. Oh, you see how we have our copper teapot or coffee kettle. Then we came in with our lemons here. We have our yellow, but I'm going to move this out the way for just a second because we're going to set this plate down. Now immediately once I set the plate down, you can't tell here, but it's automatically slants. Let's go get the plant that's going to sit on top of this saucer here. Now we are going to be using our little guy here, and that's one of the things that I love to do with my collections. I like to go in and see how I can go in, play with shape, play with size here. So in this scenario, I'm using a myrtle, which is budded up. Your myrtle is going to have some beautiful flowers that come in. We might have one that's already in bloom. So right here you can see a beautiful angelic bloom here. My myrtle is budded up, excuse me. So this myrtle is also going to be used as part of the collection. So where we have that double poodle, then we come in and we play off size, we play with the numbers, we play off texture. We're just giving all the things because right on the other side, we're going to be using this beautiful small myrtle, and it's going to be a nod to our larger topiary, Eugenia. Let's get it in its place. Now, once I put this in here, you see how it automatically leans? Okay, so now what you do is you come in with your shim and you put it in there and it's going to level out. See how it's leveling that out? Now we're going to come in and we're going to just set this right here. It's going to push this over right where it needs to be. And so now we have our total collection here. So I'm going to be throwing out a few $100s or hundreds of dollars rather in plants. My plants were not being cared for, so therefore they all perished. Now, I love a good house plant. And for me, the house plants that I typically use are not typically the house plants that you would normally see. Well, I take that back because I have African violets. I like to use a lot of topiary. I like to use a lot of myrtle, which are all commons. But then I also like to house tropicals, or shall I say, I just tossed 2 lemon plants. Then I just tossed 2 olive trees, 2 topiaries, and that's not even the tip of what we are getting ready to throw away. We're getting ready to head to the plant laboratory, and we are going to be throwing out a lot of plants that perish. So it is painful. It's definitely heartbreaking, but I mean, it has to be done. So I'm going to take you guys along with me, and I'm going to show you what we're getting ready to throw away. So let's get to it. We are going to clean out all of these plants that I lost in my laboratory. So we're going to clean out this shelf right here. And we're also going to clean out, here is yet another angle right here. So we're going to clean all of this stuff out. I mean, I just so much money just gone down the drain because I didn't have, or I couldn't get to rather, all of the items right here to water them. But great loss right here. So we're going to clean all of this out. We're going to start new and fresh. This shelf right here, you will see my African violet collection. I always have a collection of geraniums, so all of these are going to be tossed as well. And I mean, just even all of my small ones, those perished. I had some really large African violets. All of these perished, so we're going to dump all of these out. So let's get to it. And see, like for example, this African violet right here was $20. So the ones that's in the larger can, like this one, 20 bucks. 20 bucks.